Hello everyone, my name is Rajiv Kumar Shrestha, currently pursuing my bachelor's degree at Software College. So today we are going to be doing the task 1 of course of 2 given by Shivasar for the module Foundation of Cybersecurity. So let's get started with the task 2. Here are the questions, and first of all we need to log into our Kali user. So yeah, so as you can see it's the home page of Kali. So let's get this started, guys. So the question number 1, it says as a root, create a new user using user add command with username as a username. So we're gonna go to the root user, sudo su cd. So as you can see, we went to the root user. So we're gonna be using user add command to create a new user. So user add iPhone m. So I'm gonna be writing my name. Rajiv. As you can see, it was created successfully. Using user add as a root and -m is used to create a home directory for it. Since we were asked to create a password of our choice, we're gonna use password username that we just created. We're gonna enter the password of our choice. As you can see, the password has been updated successfully. So the next step, it says also add the user to the sudo group. So to add the user to the sudo group, we're gonna use the command user mode iPhone iPhone A capital G. So the group name, that is sudo, and the username. As you can see, it was successful. So we're gonna check whether it was successful or not. So we're gonna use the ID and the username. As you can see, we got the user ID, group ID, and the groups it's in the groups Rajiv as well as sudo. Now moving on to the second part, it says the change the cell for the newly created user to ZSH So to change the cell, we're gonna be using the chss command, chss, and we're gonna be using the username Rajiv. So just enter those. As you can see, the current login cell is /bin/s. So the question has asked us to change the cell for the newly created user to Z cell. So it should be /bin/ZSH. Yeah, so you can see it was successful. Here, CHSH was used to change the user to ZSH, and the output can be viewed using the cat/c/password command, and we just need the current one, so we're gonna be looking at the latest one. So we're gonna use pipe tail-n1 to filter the output. As you can see here, the username has been created with home/user Rajiv, and the cell has been changed to ZSH. Now moving on to the part question number 3, it says switch to the newly created user. So we're gonna be changing the use. We're gonna be changing the uh, sorry, Surusu. Taxation talks about switching the user switching to newly created user. So and asks us to show the detail about the user. So we're gonna use the commands SUs that stand for switch user and the username we just created. As you can see, we are inside the Rajiv user and it's currently in the root directory. So the question has told us about the command to provide us to go back to the home directory. So we can go back to the home directory using cd command. As you can see, it's in the home directory of Rajiv user. And the second part of the question number three, so it told us about told us to show the details about the user. So we can view the details using ID command. And as you can see, it shows the user ID, group ID, and the groups we are currently in. Now moving on to the question number five. Talks about provide a command to show the current user as well as the current user. There are different ways to display the result, but the most common ones are like first show the current user. So it's gonna be who am I? We can use the command who am I, and we're gonna be using the same command, so we can join the command using and the second current working directory, which can be found as pwd. As you can see, it shows the uh, current user as well as the home directory of that user. Can also be written as wmi, and instead of double N, we can use colon pwd, and it displays the same output. Okay, let's now finally moving on to the part 6. It says to go to the directory named auto. Try to go to the directory named auto. As you can see, there is no such file or directory, so we're gonna be creating it. To create a directory, we can use the mkdir dir and the directory name. You can view the result, and auto was created successfully. So we cannot change the directory to auto. Directory to auto. Okay, number one is done. Number two, within auto, create 100 files as well as the following files. We can't be creating 100 files step one by one, so we're gonna use a single command for it. So we are inside the auto directory. Now the question has told us to create a file. So we're gonna be using those files, and it says 100. So we're gonna be using 1.100, and it needs to include as well auto 1, auto 10. So we're gonna be using auto. You can type individually as well, auto 1, auto 10, but it's not gonna be practical. So we're gonna be using it together: 1, 10, 11, 2, 2, 3, 33, A, B, A, A. As you can see, there is a unique files with a minus or iPhone. So we're just gonna, for that, we're gonna use double dash and put those inside the double inverted comma. So to YouTube 1 or 2, 1, 2, 3. Mm, 1 or 2, 1, 2, 3. The remaining ones is F, not 2, A, it's 1, not 2. So it's in small, so to get 12. And the last one, it says it got 6 characters, so it's gonna be auto space 2 double inverted comma. So as you can see, the file was created successfully. So you're gonna check the file whether it was created or not. So you're gonna be using the ls command. As you can see, the output, you can view the output here. Now moving on to the third part of question number 6. It says write this is some line to files having file name file as its initial. So we're gonna be using echo command. This is some line, and we're gonna use the t command to filter the file. So it's going to be files, and it's going to be a streak one. It says the one with the containing number one. So number one, and we redirect it to the slash div slash null. So we can view the content using cat command. You can see that files it's supposed to be files one. You can see it was written on it. So let's just do some more example. So we're gonna check the one with the second letter number with number one. So yeah, as you can see, it's written on this file as well. So moving on to the fourth part of the number six, it says list all files starting as well as ending with letter. So yeah, for that we're gonna use ls-1 to print it line by line, and we're gonna use the pipe to filter the output grep. So it's gonna be so it's we need the letter, so it's gonna be A to Z. It can be uppercase, so A capital Z. It can be anywhere. So we're gonna be using dot streak, same as before. A to Z, A to Z. Now we're gonna end the function. There you go. You can see we got the result with everything with the file name containing letters at the first and at the end. So similarly, moving on to the number five part, it says list all the file except minus hyphen auto, but using hyphen auto in the command. So for that, we're gonna use ls. So we just need to filter the my hyphen auto file. So we're gonna be using capital I to filter it. So it's gonna be capital I, and it's use the file name that you don't want to appear. So auto auto. As you can see above, there was minus auto in hyphen auto in here, but there is no more hyphen auto in our auto directory. Similarly, moving on to the number sixth part of the number six, it says remove or delete the file named auto with a prompt for deletion. So for that, we're going to be using hyphen rm hyphen one. So it displays the output one by one, and we're gonna be removing the file name auto2. So write down auto2, and if it's successful, it need to show output success. So we're gonna put it inside the end one, and the else one we're gonna be using the echo error. So here the image here it shows the user deletes the file using file auto2 using rm hyphen I mm, rm hyphen I, and if it's successful we're gonna be getting the Y. Yes, so it got deleted, so it's a success message. So moving on to the last section of question number six, it's gonna be list all files having digit as first and sixth character. So it's gotta be digit at the first and at the sixth. So as you can see, there is just one of them. So how do we get that out? For that, we're gonna be using ls-1 to get the step by step. So to filter the output, we're gonna use grep function. Mm, so you can start the function for backslash double s. And we're gonna be zero index, so we're gonna zero backslash zero, and it needs to be normal, so it's gonna be 0 to 9. Similarly, it's supposed to be at the last normal sixth, should be at the sixth character, so we're gonna be dot 4 backslash, and it's gotta be normal, so 9. And that's the common, I think. Yeah, as you can see, it was successful as it is first digit in the number in the first and sixth character in the file name. Now finally moving on to the question number 7. It says they store the first of last 5 lines of a slash etc shadow to a file name passport.txt. There are different ways to display the output, but the easiest one gonna be using the tail and head. Here we're gonna be using the slash etc slash passport slash shadow. So it's the we need the root permission. So we're gonna be using sudo tail for the bottom 5 and hyphen n5 of the etc slash shadow folder. Similarly, we just need the first of the last 5 lines. So we're gonna be using head. That's gonna be number 1. And we're gonna redirect it to the file name passport.txt. So .txt, and we need the sudo permission. Okay, like Kali. Yep. So sudo tail hyphen n5. It's c slash shadow reads only 5 lines from the shadow file, and the result is passed to head n1, which signifies only the first line of the 5 lines. We just extracted, and arrow greater sign is used to redirect the output of this command to the passport.txt file. So we can check the output using the cats passport.txt. And as you can see, there is just one line from the cat slash from the etc slash shadow folder. Now moving on to the question number 8, it says login as Kali. So let's check whether we got the username Kali or no. So as you can see, we got the username Kali, so we don't need to be creating it. So yep, it says create a new group with the name ethical36. So let's just go back to the home directory, and it says to create the new group. So we're gonna be using sudo group add add it36. It's asking password Kali, and you can see that group was created successfully. You can check using the cat slash etc slash password. And we just need the bottom ones. So sorry, it's supposed to be group, so it's gonna be c slash group, and we're gonna use the pipe and tail command to filter out the latest one. So as you can see, ethical36 group was created. Now moving on to the second section, it says create two new users with a password of your choice, and we need to be using add user command. So let's say we're gonna be using add user command. So sudo add user. Let us name the user as user1. It's already exists, so let's use the new username. Sudo add user A. Yep, as you can see, we got the password, so we can enter the password of our choice. Let's set it as Kali, the name. Let's name is user A. We don't need this. So yeah, as you can see, first user was created successfully. Similarly, we're gonna create the second user. So user B. So we're gonna add the password. Let name is Kali as well. Kali. And it's gonna be user B. Let's just leave it blank. There you go. As you can see, we created a new group, new and two new users. So the question also asks us to add both to the newly created group. So we're gonna be using sudo user more -a capital G. It's the group name. It 36 and the username user A. Similarly, add the user B as well. It will be and so we can check uh, these using the group command cat /etc/group. As you can see, oh sorry, can use using the cat. We don't know. We need let's check the 5 lines. And as you can see, ethical 36 group. Two users, user A and user B in its group. So similarly, moving on to the second part of the question number 8. It says create and write something to file as a root in its home directory. So the long listed of the created file only. So it says in its home directory. So we're gonna move back to the root directory. Sudo it says create and write something. We can use create and write using the echo command. Echo. Let's name it. Hi, my friends, and we're gonna name it testing file. Testing file. Here, echo command was used to redirect it to the testing file. Oh my god, testing file. And we can check the output using cat command and the file name testing file. As you can see, we wrote it and let us check the create something. So the long list of the set we made it in /carlis. Uh, let's just remove it. My phone yes, TNC file. We're gonna restart it. We're gonna go to the home directory of root. So using the same command, we create a file. And we can read the contents using testing file. Yep, here we go. Now moving on to the third section. Says switch to the user which was created earlier as your own name. Then change the ownership of file to one of the newly created users. And change the group ownership to ethical 36. So we're gonna be changing to our user that we created. Switch user Rajiv. And as you can see, we are currently in the root directory. So we're gonna go to the home directory of Rajiv. And location says zero name and change the ownership. To change the ownership, we need the sudo permission. So we're gonna be doing sudo sound and owner gonna be user A and group owner gonna be 36 36 and we're gonna be changing the file name of this, so we're gonna be /root/testing file sudo phrase. There you go. You can see that file creation was successful and Let us check the file permission that we currently got. So slash root slash testing file. As you can see, the owner got read write permission, group got read permission, and the others got just the read permission. Mm, Moving on to question number 4, it says change the permission to the file such that the group members can write only what other can perform all operation. So we're just gonna be changing the file permission of the testing file. So we're gonna be using sudo command, sudo chmod. We're gonna be changing just the group and others. So group gonna be just the write permission, others gonna get all the permissions. So it's gonna be rwx and file location. Then we can check the command. We can check the file permission. As you can see, it has been updated. Oh shit! We are supposed to do the write only. So sorry. We can sudo chmod g equals to write, and we're gonna leave others same as before. So same as before. Thing. So let's check the file permission again. Sudo ls system file. As you can see, the question told us to change the file permission of the group and honor others. So the group gonna be just the right, and the others gonna get all the access. So for the final part of the tax one, it asks us to show that the permission have been set properly by switching between users. So to set the file, to check the file permission, we need to access the root. So we're gonna change the permission. We're gonna give the execute permission to the root directory. So sudo chmod plus x slash root directory. So let's check what's the permission we got. lsld root. Execute permission. So let's check the file permission. So as Rajiv is neither the owner of the file, neither it's in the group 36 that's the file is located in. So it should have all the permission. So let's check it anyways. Cat slash root slash string file. As you can see, you can use the read permission. So similarly, let's check the write permission. Echo nice to meet you. And we're gonna use the append sign to the file. Root slash testing file. Now, Mr. So say Control C, Mr. double inverted comma in here, string file, estimate here. So it's will open the file. Let's check it the file name. As you can see, nice to meet. It shows that we got all the permission that we set for the other user, that is read, write, execute permission. So similarly, let's check the file owner permission. Sudo, we're gonna switch the user. Switch user A passport Kali We're gonna go to the home directory of user A. So as we know, we got the owner. It has just the read and read that file permission, so it will be cat slash etc slash password. Oh, sorry, root slash testing file. As you can see, you can do the content inside it as it has got the read permission. Similarly, let's check the write permission. Echo. Finally, we meet. We're gonna redirect it to the append redirect and append to the roots testing file. As you can see, it was successful. We can check the output using cat command root slash testing file. Similarly, as Rajiv user A has got all the access, read and write access, so it shows all the file output. Now moving on to the final user, we're gonna switch it to the user that's in the group. So that's gonna be user B. Password gonna be Kali. I'm gonna move to the home directory of the user, and let's see we give it the right permission. So echo see you soon, and we're gonna append it and redirect it to the same file slash root slash testing file. As you can see, we can successfully write inside the testing file that's inside the root directory. But let's check whether we can check the content inside it or no. So root slash testing file. So as you can see, it's permission denied as we didn't have the read permission for the users that are in the group that are in the same file group. So we can view the content inside it. Mm, yep, that's it. So here we can clearly see that I was successful in redirecting a message to the testing file, which indicates that it has all the access and permissions that I set and it has been successfully implemented. So that's all for the task one. Thank you very much. See you soon.